So we've all heard the story of what Charlie Munger said when he was asked what would be his best advice for building wealth. He said, the first $100,000 are going to be I don't care what you have to do, you just have to get your hands on $100,000. And once you've done that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. Now, getting to that $100,000 is going to be, for many people, the most difficult part of the journey. So today in this video, I would like to share with you my formula and my experience and how I managed to save and invest that first $100,000. And hopefully that can also give you some ideas on how you can do it too. If you're new here, my name is Gabriel. I'm a business owner who currently lives in Tokyo, Japan. And in this channel, I like to share my experience with personal finance and self-development. So let's get to it. So actually the first thing you're going to want to do, and arguably the most important thing you're going to want to do, is to increase your savings cap. And obviously the easiest way to do this is by simply making more money. Yeah, it sounds very easy, just make more money. But in fact, you have a lot of tools at your disposal that make it possible for you to do just that. You just have to make the choice. You can engage in buying and selling things online, you can start a new side hustle, or you can also do freelance work. Of course, I think the most direct way to do this will be to get a pay raise through your job if you have one. Or if you own a business like I do, you can work on scaling that business, which is exactly what I did. Obviously, a very important factor in the success of your business is going to be marketing. And if you use that marketing correctly, that's going to make your business gain more traction, acquire more customers, and eventually it's going to push it over a certain threshold that's going to force you to take it to the next level. Acquire more employees, perhaps even open a second location, or tackle a different sector of the market. That is scaling your business. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that it doesn't matter what kind of lifestyle you have, you can only save in function of what you earn. So if, for example, you only earn $1,000 a month, it doesn't matter how much of a frugal lifestyle you live, you can only save up to $1,000 a month. But we know this is not the case because we all have expenses that cannot be avoided. The reality is that for many of us, it's going to take a very long time, even multiple years, to reach that $100,000 milestone. So that's why it's so important for you to focus on your ability to make more money, so that as you go along, you can start setting a bigger percentage of your income into your savings. Now, obviously, exploring other sources of income, especially the ones that allow you to keep more of the money that you earn, is a great way to change your financial situation. Other than starting a side hustle or buying and selling things online or maybe doing some freelance work, a great way to do this is by reinvesting what you earn. Now, don't get me wrong, besides the point of this video, you do not need to have $100,000 to start investing. You can start with as little as $1 with a multitude of investing apps that exist today. What's important is that you start getting into the habit of acquiring assets. Purchases that hopefully through time increase in value and end up making you more money down the line. You can start with penny stocks, for example, and move on to bigger things as your investing power also grows. That's why it's absolutely essential to contemplate how to acquire these assets and what assets you should acquire to generate additional cash flow. Additionally, investing your money in learning skills that actually make you the asset is also a very smart place to put your money in. If you learn a specific skill, like public speaking, for example, or you take a programming course or start learning about video cameras or video editing, then suddenly a lot more doors are going to start to open themselves to you, and you're going to start to see a lot more opportunities that you'll be able to say yes to, thus diversifying your sources of income and increasing your investing power. Now, the next essential step that I advise taking is remembering the essence of living within your means. And I talk about the essence because this is by no means an unbreakable rule that you have to do or otherwise you're going to fail. After all, we're trying to make more money to live a better life, so what's the point of doing it if you cannot enjoy the money that you make, right? So while money should be a tool to help you create the life that you desire, you should remember that if you're not intelligent about your financial resources, you will never be able to make any significant change in your life. Now, living within your means does not mean that you have to live like a broke student for the rest of your life. It does mean, however, that you have to gauge the disadvantages and advantages of things like owning a car versus using public transportation, or renting your own apartment against the cost of living with your parents for a certain amount of time while you get your finances sorted out. And once your situation starts to evolve and you begin moving on to bigger things, you're intelligent enough not to start splurging your money and buying a new house or a fancy car or drastically increasing your quality of life. Instead, you continue living a reasonably modest lifestyle and make sound financial decisions that will bring you better results down the line. However, as I said earlier, there is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying the benefits of the money that you make. So while this approach might not be suitable for everyone, it is definitely going to help you accelerate your journey towards reaching your $100,000 milestone. Now, the next habit you have to get into is analyzing your expenses and finding creative ways to reduce them. By keeping track of where and how you spend your money, you can become more aware of your spending habits and find other ways to save without actually affecting your current quality of life. This means that you'll be able to effectively widen the gap between how much money you make and how much money you spend. And once you've done that as much as you can, then you're ready to move on to the next step. In a way, one of the most difficult parts of the journey is going to be reaching that first $100,000. But once you get that ball rolling, then reaching 200,000, 300,000 and so on, it's going to get exponentially easier. Because generally, the more money you have, the faster that money grows. That's called compounding. For example, if you invest $1,000 in the stock market and you get a 10% return, which is an excellent return, then you'll be making $100. But if you invest $100,000, you will have made $10,000 in the same amount of time. So you should definitely continue reinvesting that money, and in the long run you'll see exponential returns to your investments. That's the power of compounding and investing intelligently, but of course, only that is not enough. To reach your six-figure milestone, you need to develop a huge amount of discipline. So you need to watch this video right here if you want to learn how to develop unbreakable discipline. So click right here and I'll see you over there.